course, you historically don't love the movie adaptation of Rent.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm going to call my dad right now.
You know his dad directed it.
Oh my
So
God.
I watched the special last night. I go, wow,
So
this
we've been
guy's...
dying to talk to you about it.
I'm watching the special last night. I've watched 70 videos of this guy. I go, wow, this guy's stand-up's great. I really like him. And then he goes, yeah, I'm sitting with my friends at NYU. We're talking about how bad Rent was. I go, mother.
Do you ever think you'd have to face the music for this?
Listen, I had to face the music when I saw it.
Gianmarco.
Gianmarco, am I saying that right? Or is that too French?
Gianmarco. It's Italian.
I know, but am I
Gianmarco.
saying it? Jean's too French.
Yeah, John. Like
Gianmarco.
Giancarlo.
Gianmarco Soresi is our guest today.
I watched the special yesterday. I thought he was hilarious.
He is hilarious.
We've never met him.
Never met him. His crowd work is also hilarious.
Which
so
I hope he's not mean to us.
He's going to be mean to us, which is exciting. I can't wait for that, to see him be particularly mean to you. And I'm really excited. He's a very talented comedian. And so I think, why don't we just jump right into it?
Gianmarco.
Gianmarco Soresi. Well, let's welcome our guest, Gianmarco Soresi.
Hello.
Our favorite.
Let's go, everybody.
I know.
Thank you.
It's always weird when we have like a stand-up comedian on. I've been watching you all week. And now I feel like I know everything about you.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Okay, that was gonna ask.
Yeah. No, it has a deep truth.
Uh-huh.
But it's one of those things, sometimes people, they ask like, oh, is this true? Is this true? And you're like, do I lie?
You want to be like
right
Houdini.
now?
You don't want to give away the
You know what?
trick. Yeah.
I'll counter that, though, because I saw one of your crowd work skits, and I know it's not a lie because you spoke so confidently of Krillin from Dragon Ball Z that I know you actually watched Dragon Ball Z.
I'm 37, so I was like, it's a prime time to be into anime. It was just the beginning,
Yeah.
where it was on Cartoon Network. Adult Swim,
or
but
Toonami.
it was both. I was watching Toonami, I think, originally.
Yeah.
But we went on eBay and we found bootlegs, rips of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball GT and all the DBZ episodes that had not come out yet. So we get it from Japan with subtitles, English subtitles, and it's uncensored.
Yeah.
So like Goku would be like,
you see his wiener and
yeah,
like he's like naked.
Is that actually
Yeah.
true? It was an R-rated show in Japan?
No, in Japan it's like different things that they
so when
censor.
they show dicks, it's allowed.
No, like a lot of the original Dragon Ball, sorry to jump in,
Please.
is that like Goku is he's a Saiyan, right? So, and then when he's down on Earth, he's like naked for a lot of it as a baby, right? Like there's like a good amount of it where he's just like, it's like Crazy Frog. How Crazy Frog used to have his wiener.
ordered, yeah.
It's kind of like that,
Pretty
right?
much like that. And Bulma. Bulma's naked too.
Okay.
And they do the thing when Master Rishi sees Bulma naked, the blood goes shooting out of his nose.
Yeah.
And it was, as a kid, I would mark down every time Goku cursed. Every time, like it was so exciting to me.
Just rewind to that point.
Yeah, I was like, because you never heard cartoons curse in America. This was before South Park, really.
Yeah.
So it was amazing.
There's a video online of a guy watching a K-pop performance, okay? And he's watching the K-pop artist dance on stage, and he actually gets the nosebleed. And I thought it was an anime trope.
Yeah.
But he legitimately bleeds from his nose into his mouth and then goes, oh shit.
Because he's so attractive?
Straight up, like he's like really into it. Maybe it's just a horny thing. I have no idea.
But sounds like something was wrong with his brain. Something bad.
Something really bad. Yeah,
Because we've all been turned on before. Are you saying this man's more turned on than we could ever conceive of?
You've never been that turned on.
All I'm saying is...
Baby, your nose never bleeds for me.
Well, yeah, what the hell?
I hope that's not real.
It's a real thing, though. I saw it, and look, this was before AI, so I thought this was a myth, and apparently this really happened. Boy, Brendan, I'm hungry.
I'm not. You know why?
Why?
This is no bullshit. I've been eating Omaha steaks all week. They sent us a box, 5 days ago?
5 days ago, yeah.
And first night, 4 steaks, 3 for me, 1 for Britt. Next night, 4 chicken breasts, 3 for me, 1 for Britt. Next night, 4 pork loin slices, 2 for Britt, 2 for me. And then we had hot dogs last night. And
my God, have you had a vegetable in weeks?
Yeah, I make them on the side.
I mean, that's
how I do.
that's good.
No, you can make a complete dinner, and I had the steaks were tremendously tasty. I love them. Like
Burgers are really juicy, actually.
Burgers you can cook from frozen.
Yeah, and I know Willie did that as well.
You know why Willie brought them over?
Why?
because his Survivor podcast is also sponsored by Omaha Steaks.
See, dude, they're supporting the boys.
They're supporting
We
all the
like
Wildmen.
it. I
That's
like
3 Wildmen
this.
they're feeding, which is
I
sick.
like this. No, so I got the same box.
Yep.
And right now I'm actually having to get more into shape, which you haven't commented on me. You never look at me anymore, but you haven't commented on my body in a while.
I'm getting married soon. I can't look.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to be
You're
chaste.
celibate.
I don't want to call it off. Because if you keep eating these Omaha Steaks, I will.
Dude, I need obviously a lot of protein right now.
Tons of protein.
And the thing is, I'm using this app to like count my calories
Yeah.
and protein amount. And the Omaha Steaks box has made it like incredibly easy because I can actually scan it right in and be like, this is the protein you get per
really?
patty. This is what you get per steak.
Oh, because they have
This
the
is-
weight on there too.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it's
like
super.
pre-portioned.
It's been really easy for me to hit my protein goals every day, which I know is like an aside. Besides it just tasting really good, hitting the protein goal has also been really helpful for me. So.
Try the Burger Perfection Flight at omahasteaks.com today. That's 20 premium steak burgers for just $79.99.
Plus, get 35 smackers off with promo code Wildmen.
That's omahasteaks.com, promo code Wildmen for 35 clams off at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details.
Clams is dollars, by the way. They might actually think they're selling clams.
Oh yeah, you get 35 clams if you use the code.
You're a Dragon Ball person?
Big anime guy in general.
Yeah.
Because I grew up with an identical twin and we like to beat the hell out of each other a lot indoors in 114-degree heat in Woodland Hills. So we had a lot of time. But I was a big DBZ guy and pretty much everything under the sun.
This was before the internet. I knew how to work the internet, so you'd hear about Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4. Same with Pokemon, where it's like you hear these things and you're like, it's an undiscovered country. Now you just Google it and you see
can
it
find
all.
out, yeah.
But back then, it really felt like you were like I was. I don't want to be Christopher Columbus, I guess. But a good Christopher Columbus bringing
We
back
know one good
culture.
Christopher Columbus.
Going to Japan is crazy where you're like, this was my childhood. The art and media here, Power Rangers, Pokemon, you informed my entire childhood.
Oh, it's
Just walking around. I went for the first time. I loved it. It was like paradise.
Oh, it's amazing.
I just went this year.
Well, me too.
Was it your first time?
First time, yeah.
My first time too.
So you hit Akihabara, or Akihabara
The
is
one
the
the
district.
downstairs?
No, it's the district that is
oh,
more
the
of
like
their
neon one.
It's kind of like the Times Square for geek culture there.
Oh, sure. I went to one like gigantic manga area, like that you went downstairs.
Probably
and it's
Akihabara.
everything.
It was insane, right? It was like if I lived there, I don't know, like you going about your daily day, you know.
If I went as a kid, I think I would have started crying because it felt like it would have felt like a magical paradise.
Okay, then that brings me to my next question. Top villain in DBZ for you?
It's really hard because
There's really one answer. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
So it's a quiz.
Well, I think I have to go with the American one. Like watching Krillin die from Frieza to me was the biggest moment of my life.
Yeah.
And then when he was building the spirit bomb, it takes 12 episodes. This one had so much filler.
It's insane.
And I just remember one time my mom was like, you didn't do this, you need to go clean, and I couldn't watch that day. And I started crying and I was like, he's gonna throw the spirit bomb today. I was like, I have to see it.
Still had 7 more episodes.
7 more episodes, completely fine. And it didn't even work.
I know.
It didn't even work.
I remember distinctly, even at that age watching that, there was an episode where he's like, all the people of the world, give me your energy. And they all held up their hands, and then they smash cut to a baby who was just born in a hospital throwing up
he's throwing up
energy
the
for
hands too?
Goku. And I remember even at the time, I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, I think I was 8,
The rabbi
9.
circumcising one hand in the air. Just,
and it's brisk. It's just going.
But it's Cell, right? It's got to be Cell. Cell is the
Cell's
best.
great. Frieza. For me, it's Frieza. Cell is second though.
Cell's, I don't know, man. Cell Saga was the best for me personally. Frieza's actually racist. That is like the funny thing I remember about
And you were
Frieza.
sad that they defeated the racists.
No, I was just like, that's why I don't think he's high up there. Like, Cell was just a bad guy.
You need an ethical bad guy.
I do. I need an ethical bad guy.
Okay, I get that.
See?
Cell's build was exciting too. I mean, absorbing people.
Evolving, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like a Darwinian nightmare.
I apparently should have watched Dragon Ball Z before I sat down.
Dude, you were watching VeggieTales.
I was big VeggieTales guy.
Of course.
I don't think I was allowed to watch Dragon Ball Z.
So what year of NYU were you? Because we must have been right after
I did the Cap 21 program at NYU. but I didn't do NYU for college.
Oh, gotcha. Because you were
Can I
talking
still
about
do the pod?
No, I think you have to leave. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
only NYU.
Because you came down, you're like, we all went to NYU, and I was like, I'll wait till they hit record before reveal. I did the musical theater program at NYU.
Was that between senior high school and freshman?
It was
college?
between. I think it was between my sophomore and junior year.
Okay.
But it was crazy because
Wait, so you're like 16?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And it was like I lived a kind of sheltered life, but compared to like New York kids, like they were doing
crazy.
drugs,
Kids,
and they were like actor kids. So I had I never drank, I never did anything, and then I had like a party over at like my room, and like they did cocaine in the bathroom, and like I was like unfathomable to me.
I started crying when I found out one of my friends drank beer when I was 14. I was like, oh my God.
I remember like when I was in 8th grade, I have to watch it in myself, but I have a little holier than thou thing that I could tap into. And I remember like a freshman came back to the middle school, like during like the end of it was like talking about how they smoke weed now. And I remember being like, hey, that's not cool. It's not cool to smoke weed. And I remember feeling so righteous in like, this guy's bad. And now I'm
and
doing
you got
on
real
the daily.
popular after that. In 8th grade.
So my wife's Hungarian and I'm up from out here, but I remember trying to explain to her that weed is pretty standard for people to smoke in California, but Hungarians think of it like black tar heroin. So she, for years, was like, so you smoked for a while? And I was like, yeah, probably from like the age of like 16 to 18. So she's like, so you have a history of drug addiction. And I was like, well, no, but I guess by your standard, I do.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's comparable stuff there. I think though, you're right to say when I first went out to NYU, I was seeing things at parties I was not used to. I was used to house parties here in LA.
Yeah. I was from Maryland, but I went up to New York a lot as a kid. Like my dad, that was his like vacation spot. He'd go up and we'd go to like the plaza. Like he went to the plaza. He like wanted like, that's where he was spending his money.
Yeah.
He liked that feeling. We'd go to a Broadway show. And so he really loved New York and idolized it. And then when I moved there, I was like, oh, it's not always the plaza.
It's very opposite the plaza. Coming to NYU for the first time from California, shocking, right?
Oh, no.
East Coast guys are cool. Like the indie sleaze was going on too. So like you're walking around NYU, people had like poetry readings, and I was like, I was flummoxed by the whole thing.
The Washington Square Park was actually a terrifying experience for me the first time I went out there. I was like,
really? Like what scared you?
I was like, what is going on here? Well, so I will say, the first time I visited New York, I was there for 4 months. My brother and I were filming Big Daddy, and I was 6 years old. And so it was terrifying. I remember I got a jump scare in Washington Square Park in the winter and spilled hot chocolate all over my pants. And my mom thought it was a good idea for me to just be dressed in her big sweater with nothing underneath.
Of course.
So I was more vulnerable than I've ever been in my life walking through the scariest park I've ever experienced. And that, I think, has informed my entire understanding of Washington Square Park for the rest of my life.
I understand that. There's lessons you learn. Like I went to a Broadway show probably in high school, and someone's like raising money for their basketball team.
Oh yeah.
And my dad had like set me up the way we go to the ATM, he'd get a bunch of $100 bills, gives me like 100. And so I'm a generous, I say, of course I want to help these youths. And I gave him like the 100. I said, could I get $80 back? I never saw it again.
Was it a running situation? Lessons. Did they sprint away or?
No, it's just like, we'll be right. Just so I'm so weak. They were like not giving it back in my face. And eventually I'm going like, okay, I'll go.
I'm sorry.
You have to learn this. My dad, for all his flaws, like when we saw someone doing the
three-card Monte.
He's standing there like, you see that guy. He's the plant. Who's pretending to win, so these people bet. And it's like, good.
You know what I really wanted to dress as for Halloween?
What?
I wanted to dress as, from One Piece, the character Doflamingo. But I don't ever feel comfortable dressing as him yet because I really want to be in shape. Doflamingo's got a six-pack. I have a six-pack of beer in the back. So...
And love handles.
Which Barbara has insisted is normal. I
never saw him in the mirror until you started talking about him. I'm like, God damn.
I'll tell you. Well, I'll
like
tell
a bike.
I'll tell the love handle story, and then this will get us to our ad. So I'm sitting down on the couch with Barbara, and we're watching a UFC fight, and we're watching Wonderboy Chris Thompson fight, and she goes, unprompted, you see, babe, even he has love handles. And I said, because we've never discussed that before, I said, what do you mean? And she goes, well, like, even at the top of his game, he's got love handles. And I went, are you saying that I have unbreachable love handles?
Did you immediately Google hymns.com?
I went immediately.
I, was like, I need some hymns.
I was like, I can't have love handles forever, which I still do, so she was right. But I can't have love handles forever. What do? Now, Hims
they introduced a weight loss line.
They do. They have an FDA-approved GLP-1 through Wegovy pill form and Wegovy pen form. And I can finally dress as Doflamingo, and I can throw my love handles to the wind and say, ha-ha, Barbara.
Ha-ha, Barbara, Hims. 20% of your body weight can be lost with some diet and exercise, and you just, you take the pill or the pen, you go to Hims, and then I'll be dressed up as, Howie Mandel. Bald cap, ripped guy.
Is he a ripped guy?
He looks ripped. He looks strong. Mr. Clean, I meant. But Howie Mandel could dress up as Mr. Clean, and we could go as a couple costume.
Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/wildmen to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you.
That's HIMS.com/wildmen. Hims.com/wildmen.
Weight loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS. To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
Hims.com. Go right now. Oh, well, you talked about Broadway, because I loved your special, but because I was watching you do it, and then you said you're a big fan of the theater. I love Broadway. But your performance was very actor-based, I thought.
Yeah,
and
very
I was
theatrical,
like,
Yeah.
do you have the timing down to exact science the entire time?
I try to keep it free.
No, because it feels,
but,
I'm not saying it feels stilted.
No, please.
Yeah.
But
your movements are very,
Yeah, I try to, we do 4 shows because I try to not stage things.
Yeah.
So sometimes the stool is here, sometimes the stool is there, sometimes I'm seated, sometimes I'm not. So sometimes things just get ingrained in you, and then other times it's like, I have no idea what I did last time.
Yeah, so you just go, like the Liza Minnelli thing, for example.
Yeah,
you go back and you hit it 4 times or something.
Yeah.
Was that every night?
No, that was different. So there's
All right.
pockets where I feel free and others where you're just like, I think I did it the best way you could.
So that was cut between 4 nights?
4 nights.
Hilarious.
And
I love it.
It's 4 shows is most comics do 2. 4 is a lot. And then they want you to give we just filmed another special in Chicago, and they want you to pick 1 show as the base.
Yeah.
But when you're so crazy, you're like, I'm looking at all 4. I'm going joke by joke by joke by joke, and
you're
we
in
should
the
do this,
editing room
and
just
then
doing
this, and then this, and then this, and then they tell you which things could work and which things are it's too
the continuity's off a
crazy.
bit. Yeah.
Can I ask you both this as theater people? Because I will say, coming from California,
Yeah.
it took me a while to get along with any theater person. Because I
does
do
that mean?
find it, I find them intensely nerdy.
You were
I find them, and I'm a nerd myself.
You were
okay?
a child actor.
I know.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Post the Dragon Ball Z section. Who's the greatest villain? It's Cell.
I know.
Not the racist. Not the racist.
Not the racist one.
I know, and I realize it sounds hypocritical, but I do find theater kids to be intensely dweeby, and it took me a long time
I mean, they are, but
to get over it because a lot of the times when at NYU I made plenty of theater friends. But they're busting out into song randomly a lot. And that took me a lot of getting used to. And it's show tunes oftentimes. And I was listening to Avenged Sevenfold, which is equally as nerdy. But I'm like, California doesn't have the same theater culture.
I find
right?
actors almost more annoying than theater kids.
Well, they're definitely annoying too. I'm not ruling them out.
I can't believe you're separating theater kids from actors. I feel offended I'm a theater kid and an actor.
This is what I'm talking about.
I remember I never understood when people get offended by things, and I just don't understand the feeling of being offended in a greater sense. And then I was in a car with someone, and she was like, I don't date actors. Actors are just so annoying. And I remember I was like, why am I furious? Why do I want to open the car door and jump out? I'm so mad. And it's because I'm like, oh, that's what I'm closest to.
Yeah.
It's that I think theater kids we need this kind of attention There's some empty. The attention makes us feel like whole. When I'm on stage, I feel like I'm not a big laugher in real life, but when I'm getting attention, suddenly I laugh in the way that people seem to do on their own. It's an antidepressant. It's like there's a missing piece, and that's why they sing. That's why they sing. Give them a break.
Hey, look. Also, you're saying coming from LA, you didn't know theater kids. It's just the craziest
No,
thing.
it's not that I didn't know theater kids. I should specify.
You didn't do the stage in grade school, high school?
Look,
I
no.
stopped in freshman year once they made me a fat Nazi in The Sound of Music. I was like a chubby 4 foot
That was the
Nazi.
character was Fat Nazi?
yes. The famous from Sound of Music. He's a solo. Yeah.
Richard played by Zero Mostel.
No, I'll say for the record, like the theater scene was just not as established in California, especially when I was growing up. Like the theatrical plays, like no one was putting on their best and going and watching Wicked, the LA show, as much as they're going on the East Coast from Maryland or Maine and coming down and going, oh, now this is going to be Broadway. It's just not Broadway. You have the same established business, but a lot of us out here we were on studios and shooting TV and film. So it's not exactly comparable. However, I will say moving out to New York, it is a very different type of person. And the person that like really loves it, now I've grown accustomed to.
Do you like Broadway?
I do like, every time I'm watching a Broadway show, I've enjoyed it. I just don't seek it out, right? It's not something
What have you seen? What have you seen that you liked or hated?
Okay, this I get flack from my buddies who do love theater. I love Chicago. Like I love Chicago.
That's a wild one.
I love Chicago.
It's, by the way, they love to stunt cast, so you could be Billy Flynn. Billy Flynn. From Big Daddy to the Big Apple. No, Chicago, like that's fine. Bob Fosse, it was his choreo. This is the revival. It's like, to me, it's been on for a long time, so people are like exhausted of its existence in New York.
Yeah.
However, it is a musical. I mean, that is 100% Candor and Ebb, classic musical theater. So if you like that, there's a whole world out there.
Yeah. I just don't know if I'm going to spend, like, I'd rather watch the Cell Saga than go and watch Chicago again. You know what I mean?
Sure, I'm sure they're gonna make a Dragon Ball musical any day now.
After Spider-Man, yeah. I went to I saw Spider-Man.
I saw Spider-Man.
Before it closed down, yeah.
My roommate, he was a BA at my college, but he was an acrobat as a kid. So when Spider-Man, when they all started getting cut in half or whatever, he
paralyzed.
This guy who was like a BA, he's pursuing theater, but suddenly he was on Broadway.
They're calling everyone up.
Oh, they were calling everyone. And he played one of the swinging things for a while.
So you got to sit down and see it?
I got to see it.
Nothing happened during it?
Wait.
No.
As someone who doesn't know Spider-Man theater lore here,
Julie Taymor directed this.
Julie Taymor, who did?
Chicago.
No. The Lion King.
Dragon Ball Z.
She could very well do Dragon Ball Z.
Big heads. Yeah. Costumes would be great.
So it was a crazy thing because it's just not how musical theater is normally done. Huge budget. Bono and The Edge from U2 did the music and lyrics.
Yeah. For Spider-Man?
For Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark. Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark.
Of course.
It was... They were having so many problems with it, they kept extending the previews. They extended the previews so long because you're not supposed to review a theater piece until it opens officially. Yeah. But they extended the previews so much, the New York Times famously were like, you guys are getting money every night, we're reviewing it. And it was awful. And then, because they're doing all these changes, there's all these swinging. It's Spider-Man. And so there was a video where I think he wasn't strapped in all the way.
Oh, God.
And I believe one guy fell. Yeah. It's all allegedly because it's Disney. It's Marvel. It's Disney.
So they shut that shit down tight.
Well, it was like someone fell, someone's foot got crushed, and then they interviewed him like on the news 2 days later, and he was like, "I'm fine. It was no big deal." And you're like, "You must have made millions."
It's like his
dollars.
first sitting interview ever. Like it's like he doesn't stand up; it just fades to black.
Yeah. When it goes to commercial, they pick him up.
Just pick him up and move him. It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
They freeze him next to Walt.
But they made up random villains in it. It was truly an insane show.
Wait, so
Kraven the Hunter just had a big head and just walked around.
Okay, but so guys, you can maybe validate where I'm coming from a little bit with how nerdy this sounds, right? Like,
no.
This is bad. Like this is that's bad. Like, this is where Broadway has become bad.
Okay.
But not every musical is made in this inorganic way.
No, of course.
You know.
I'm sure that there's. I mean, we were joking a little bit about this. You historically don't love the movie adaptation of Rent.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not great.
I'm going to call my dad right now.
You know his dad directed it.
Oh my
So
God.
I watched the special last night. I go, wow,
So
this
we've been
guy's...
dying to talk to you about it.
I go, I'm watching the special last night. I've watched 70 videos of this guy. I go, wow, this guy's stand-up's great. I really like him. And then he goes, yeah, I'm sitting with my friends at NYU. We're talking about how bad Rent was. I go, mother...
Do you ever think you'd have to face the music for this?
Listen, I had to face the music when I saw it.
The only other person that has done this to me was my high school musical teacher. And he goes, Brennan, I just have to say, I did not like the movie. Mr. Curry, I remember you.
Yeah,
Why
so
does
it's
that have anything
happened
to do with
twice. So I saw an early screening of it in Baltimore.
What?
Because Anthony Rapp was in the audience,
wow.
and one other actor. And which is crazy. Seeing a movie with the actors in the audience it's a very stressful
You were,
experience.
I assume, a Rent fan.
I was a huge Rent
Gigantic,
fan.
okay.
Anthony Rapp signed
Yeah.
my wallet after
Oh,
the
wow.
thing. I was
Yeah.
a huge Rent fan.
Afterwards.
Afterwards.
You're like, look, I didn't love this, but I still need this autograph.
Musical theater's so hard because you got to sing on screen without coming off like corny or whatever.
Yes.
And there were two big problems. One was like they were all too old because it was the original cast.
Yes.
And they
And
filmed
that was
it.
a big problem at the time, I remember.
The original cast, except for one person they changed, which was brutal to
Rosario
that actor.
Dawson, and the woman that left was Rosario Dawson filled in for her.
Yeah.
And it was
Your dad's
Mimi.
like, I guess, like, you're too old.
Mimi,
Ew.
no.
No.
She turned it down. It was for Mimi. Yes.
But so, like, they were at an age where you were like, pay your rent, guys. You're old enough. And it really was like, it's the moment of can you sing and it all works. It's just like the moment you sing, it could come off like corny. And so it could have just literally been the way the piano was, but it started and was like, and then Anthony Rapp, how do you, da da da. And you could feel in the audience a little bit of a titter, a little bit of a laugh because it was just like a little silly. So it's like, it's not anything specific as much as like overall, whether it's the music or the intensity of the piece, it came off like corny.
You must have
Like a little
loved the Cats
corny.
adaptation, huh?
Yeah. I mean, but even the Cats was like, okay, cats are singing, it's magical. Rent, it was like, this is New York. This is real life. But musicals are really hard. It's just like
It's one of the hardest things, right? Yes.
It's an overall.
As someone who's completely uneducated in musicals, I will say that there's like not much of a difference between Rent and Cats for me. Like I'll watch
But
it and
Chicago, do you like the movie?
I do like the movie.
Because one of the things about the movie that kind of makes it easier is rather than, they didn't try to have the people burst into song in the real world, they set up a magical world for all the songs.
You're right.
So the lawyer doesn't sing in the courtroom, he sings in a magical like space, and then it shows the footage of the courtroom. Whereas with Rent, he's riding a bike, and it's the real
We've
life.
got to talk to your dad about
I'm
this.
gonna FaceTime him. I should. He's like, he's gonna watch this.
I'm going to a show next week where it's like some of the original cast is doing Rent. It's like at the 30th anniversary.
You gotta tell them too.
I'm gonna tell them
You gotta tell them I'm
Get
not
the
a
word
fan.
out. It's musical theater. Musical theater movies are really, really tough.
I
Really
love
tough.
Jesus Christ Superstar. I think that's the best musical on
That's a
film.
good one. But I
Yeah.
saw Ted Neely, who was the original, not the original, but the Jesus in that. They were doing a tour where he was still playing the lead. Like this was a couple years,
Okay.
8 years ago.
You're kind of
So he's
ageist about these
75.
musicals.
Jesus died at 33 famously. Quite famously. Quite famously.
Great point.
So we got this 78-year-old Jesus. And this was the first version of Jesus Christ Superstar where you're kind of rooting for the Romans. You're like, get this pedophile away from the kids. This is crazy. He's so old. And there's a long sequence where he's on the cross. And you thought he might die.
Yeah, he's gonna die of old age on the cross.
And he's
Yeah.
not coming back 3 days later. No.
Yeah. So it was brutal. It's just there's some roles you got to switch to a different role.
We figured it out now.
You can't be Annie and then do it when you're 80 too.
Wildmen is brought to you by Maude. Maud prescribes a once or twice daily modafinil drink that keeps you energized, focused, and alert throughout the day.
Here's the mechanism. Energy drinks with caffeine temporarily block adenosine, the chemical that makes you tired. It builds up, and when the caffeine wears off, it all crashes down at you at once.
Modafinil works differently. It engages multiple pathways in your brain, dopamine, norepinephrine, histamine, and orexin, to achieve steady energy and alertness for 10 to 12 hours.
Modafinil was invented in the 1970s, and since then it's been used by the highest performers on and off the planet. Soldiers, pilots, and astronauts aboard the space station use modafinil in high-stakes situations where full concentration and alertness are paramount. It is now available at mod.com to qualifying patients.
Visit mod.com, that's MOD.com, for a free consultation and get 10% off your first order, plus free shipping with promo code Wildmen. That's promo code Wildmen at mod.com. Wow.
See their website for important safety information, and we thank Mod for sponsoring the pod. But you bring your Broadway sense to the stage when you do comedy, which I love.
Your special was very theatrical, and as a performer myself, I thought it was very funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. It was in the beginning when I was doing stand-up, there was a comedy club that said I was too one-man show. And
which is kind of what you want in a comedian.
Kind of what you want,
Am
but
I
like
crazy to say that?
There's like phases. It was like a time where like stand-up was a little bit more like kind of mumbly, and you just stood at the mic.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot more theater kids doing it, which is a direct reflection of the failure of BFA programs, I think, where a lot of them like we're going to become stand-up comedians now. But yeah, I think it was like once you get to a bigger stage, some comics, they don't move around at all. And it's like, well, then why would you have this big stage? And that's where it's like all, in the beginning, before you're a good joke writer, you're compensating by being a good performer. And comics are really about like the jokes. And so I did roast battles early on, and I would be terrible because theatricality doesn't get you any points in roast battle. It is about, you said, you surprise people with a mean joke about that person. And it really forced me to like learn how to write. And so I really focused on that for a long time. And then like 4 years in, I could feel this moment where I was like, the theatricality and the jokes kind of finally met each other. But it took a while.
I feel like in a roast battle, theatricality might give your opponent a lot of fodder.
Oh, yeah.
It's a downfall.
Well, as you can imagine, most of the jokes in the comedy world were that I'm gay.
What?
That's the joke. And it was always this thing because it's like...
The Broadway guy?
The Broadway guy?
What the
No. What about it? And it was one of these things where it's like, you know it's coming, so you're like, okay, what's my version? How do I respond to this? And it was tough because...
You just be rabid.
You can't be defensive. I tried one version where like, yeah, I'm so gay, f*** your dad. And people were like, what the f***? And then the only thing that ever worked was like, there's a guy, JP McDade, very funny, tall. And I said something like, yeah, we're like the Twin Towers because you don't know who's going to go down on the other first. And it was like,
good joke.
It was like, truly, it was like, I made us both gay. I don't deny it, but I say, you too, buddy. You're a theater kid too now. It's a two-man show.
Oh, that's funny. It was interesting watching through your work as well because you have such a body of work, but so much of it is also crowd work. And then while I was watching through the videos, it was so much of it was crowd work in like Amsterdam, and then all of a sudden in France. And you have, after watching through those videos, you have performed, seems like, virtually everywhere.
It's exciting. It's cool. I mean, Europe was one thing, but I did Asia this year, and I did Tokyo, I did Hong Kong, I did Singapore, I did Jakarta, Indonesia, I did Bangkok, Thailand, and Mumbai and Bangalore. It was so cool.
That is awesome. Yeah.
And the crowd work is just even more exciting because you learn about... You just learn as you're doing it.
That's what I was going to ask you, is that how difficult is it to capture the same crowd work energy in those countries? I have no clue, but it must be insanely hard.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, luckily because of the algorithm, like it's fans. Like when I go to Hong Kong, there are people who kind of know comedy a little. There was a different time where you'd go and it'd be like, what's going to happen here? But I think I could do a show in North Korea, and I'd like still like the people who would understand what's going on would be there.
Well, it's funny you mention that because we got you tickets.
One of our specials.
The Pyongyang Funny Bone. So I'm so excited to do the crowd work when I'm overseas because I truly don't. My questions are so legitimate.
Yeah.
You're actually curious.
Yeah, it's like in Japan, like, you know, dating crowd work is always going to be something that comes up. But in Japan, you learn about like the dating culture is like you go on one date and the second date's like 2 months later, and it's so slow. It's just like the process, not for every single person, but in general, the culture is just like there's big breaks between these dates. And
Nice, you really get it planned.
yeah.
You could work out all your nerves by then, Brendan.
Could you imagine that? If you up on the second date and you've been waiting 2 months.
Well, that's what they said. It's very stressful. It doesn't work out.
It's almost got to be more rehearsed. Like I said this a little while ago. I think I was talking to you, but I was like, part of the reason I think drinking culture, like bar culture in LA is terrible, in my opinion, is because by the time that you reach the bar, you've either driven yourself and you're not going to drink much after that, or you've taken a 45-minute Uber and you've rehearsed this version of yourself, even if it's subconsciously, a little bit. Everyone's guilty of being like, what's going to happen tonight? How am I going to interact with people? That by the time that you get out of the car, it's not really a fully authentic version of yourself. Not in the same way as in New York, where you walk down a flight of stairs and you're at your local bar.
Yeah.
That's the same way it must be a little bit in the dating scene. By the time 2 months comes around, you're like, okay, this is all the things I'm going to talk about. I'm like, this is what I'm going to do. It's almost too much pressure.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone there they were not happy with it. I'll tell you that. But like even the dating apps, I think they have blood type as like one of the things that's listed because there's a little more like, I think I'm getting it right, like the same way one might look at astrology. Like it's just something.
Oh, really?
Asia, I mean, I hadn't been to Asia in my whole life, and when you, especially something about India, the culture. I mean, the world is so. New York feels like a chill, calm place compared to Mumbai. Mumbai is like it's insane. I mean, it's just. First of all, I mean, every level of rich and poor and you know, the traffic is, you don't know how everyone's navigating it. It's hustling and bustling. And I woke up at like 5 a.m. to see like the flower market, because that's when they're doing flowers and then vegetables. And it's the streets are filled with vendors and bushels and bags.
It's colorful.
The colors are beautiful.
Yeah.
It's also really interesting where it's like, you know, I don't think gay rights are quite as advanced in India. However, you see these colors that are not necessarily associated with masculinity or femininity. There's pinks and oranges, like bright.
Oh, so everyone's wearing them.
Yeah, and the men, they're walking with their buddy, their arm around their buddy,
hand in hand.
holding hands.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, you got to travel to understand like how different people can be. Because the whole time I was just like, gay. And they said, no, don't do that.
Come here.
I'm going to call you right back.
Get over here.
No, I went to Japan for the first time in my life, like you did this year, and I was like, I don't think I've ever had a vacation where I felt so different. It was like I took a spaceship instead of a plane.
I will say
I got
that
off there. It was like
Japan's interesting though, because when you're there, it also has like an immense amount of infrastructure for English speakers. Like it's not it's not you're
not dropped
out in
off
the
in the
weeds.
middle of nowhere,
I went to Beijing for 6 months. And while I was in Beijing, like I loved my time in Beijing. I did find that
You have to say that?
yeah.
We have 8 days till my wedding.
Okay.
And
How many chicken fingers can you consume in 8 days?
A million. But they're serving steak, branzino, and this pasta. It's all like lame wedding food.
Yeah.
If I get Dr. Graves on the horn, do you think he could send me some fingers for the wedding?
I love that you refer to Todd as doctor.
He got a PhD. It's respectful to call him a doctor.
Is he
Yes.
actually a doctor?
No,
I thought you were making this up.
He got a PhD
Todd,
from
I'm
LSU.
sorry. I didn't know that you're a doctor.
Dr. Todd.
Dr. Todd.
Yeah, he got it in poultry. And he mastered the chicken finger, obviously. But I'm thinking if we get Dr. Graves on the phone, hey, Brendan, what do you need? I go, hey, sorry, doctor, I know you're busy. My wedding would be a hell of a lot better if everyone got chicken fingers.
Dude, I mean, we can make it happen.
And the tea.
Soph and Barbara are like best friends. So Soph is Todd's daughter, and they're actually like the best of friends.
Yeah.
But she's wanted to collab with Barbara on like every one of the Halloween events that we throw. And
Babs loves Halloween.
I know, she's a huge
Yeah.
Halloween girl. And so like they just call up each other and are like, hey, what are you doing today? This, that, this, that.
Are
this.
you
And then
slowly launching that we're gonna have a Halloween party this year
we are having a Halloween party.
with Canes?
Yeah, Canes is coming in on the Halloween party, which is amazing. And they've actually done that for like 3 years now, which is so cool. They're like, they really are just like family to us now. But congratulations to Raising Canes for 30 strong years of the best chicken fingers in the game.
In the world.
In the
They're
world.
a multinational now. Yeah.
Are they really? Wow.
They're in Abu Dhabi.
So congrats on that. And stay posted for more Wildmen Canes content. You
will
can
go
watch
to-
Brendan eat 1,000 chicken fingers before his wedding.
I love my time in Beijing. I really did, because I did find that it was weirdly, because it's such a melting pot community. Like,
Yeah.
first off, even calling it China minimizes, I think, the actual land mass that you're speaking about.
Yes.
Because it's so large and has a history that's as ancient Europe or Egypt, even longer maybe. It's easy to minimize a lot of China by the way that we speak about it in the US. While you're there, though, you come to find out it's a very melting pot community, and it resembles the US culture and like nightlife and food and drinking in a way that I found like very freeing and cool. The only thing that you just don't hear is that political conversations are like never on the table. They're like, it's not even a thing you talk about.
I'm trying to perform. I did Hong Kong.
Okay.
Which it's still there's still a difference in terms of like the ability to perform there. But I want to go to the mainland very badly. And they reviewed a script. It was just a random set, but they gave back notes, and it's like they said don't talk about Trump at all. And this, by the way, it also is like was interesting is again we have this American version of like what China is and what we're fed, and I talked to a comic there who performed in Hong Kong but goes to the mainland because you have to if you're a comic there, and in my mind it's like. He mentioned the pandemic. And in my mind, it was like, when you get in trouble, it was like someone goes, don't ever say this thing. And it's the way he described it was more like dealing with like bureaucratic bullshit. Yeah. And it was like, so the government official who was there wrote an email who was like, you can't say pandemic. And he wrote back, and this is what blew my mind. He was like, dude, what do you want me to say? And that's the part. That's
Sticking up to the CCP.
And he said, you can say, remember when we were home for 2 years? And he said that. He then said that on stage the next time, and the audience laughed.
Oh, they liked
and it's
it?
because they knew every version of censorship can introduce a new form of subversion. Yeah. And so he was like, they were laughing because it was like, we know why you're putting it this way.
Oh, that's funny.
I didn't even think about
it. It's like the first time someone said, like, my wife and I were making whoopee.
Yeah.
And it's like,
like,
wow,
oh.
that's a new way to,
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if he had been like, you,
Yeah.
might have been
He might have to leave.
I found it difficult to wrap my head around. So it's a tonal language, right? Mandarin is mostly tonal in that the way that you say your sentence structure is the way that it's interpreted, right? In a lot of
Emotionally, you mean? Like, or...
And well, so in actual, it's like its actual definition of the sentence because so you have the characters. And I did actually think you mentioned that I saw something you talking about this.
They were trying to explain there's simple Mandarin and then like it's so complicated.
There's Cantonese, so there's the
What do
characters,
their
right?
computer keyboards look like?
Well, so Pinyin is like
I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
Pinyin is like they're trying to simplify it to be more of an alphabet. However, that being said, there's the characters, and then there's the way that those characters were interpreted in different provinces, and that is the way that it's spoken. And your inflection dictates how something is interpreted. And I remember thinking this would be really hard to be funny if you had to dictate your inflection for understanding.
Yeah.
Like stand-up inflection, yeah.
Like if you deviate too far from the inflection of how you're
different
saying
word.
something, it's a completely different sentence.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine that's easy to be a comedian.
Well, different comedy evolves in different ways. Like if you in Japan, there is something I'm dying to know more about it, but like they still have this kind of two-man show where like one guy is like talking kind of seriously and the other guy's like ba ba da ba ba da ba, and it's like,
just
hey,
us?
don't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
it's just the Wildmen
Yes.
podcast.
We'd kill there.
Dylan's like, oh, blah, 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 blah.
But it's like they have conservatories, and it's like it's a little connected to like mafia stuff maybe, but it's like it evolved because maybe the language dictated that way. When I watch places where stand-up is new, I can see kind of how it's earlier on in the process of where American comedy would be. I saw it was South Korea, and it was their first comedy special. And this guy, he's performing for thousands of people. It's a Netflix special. And I'm looking at the subtitles, and I swear to God, one of the jokes he was like, men and women, they're different. And the crowd's like, "Ah!"
Holy
Someone said it, and
you should learn South Korean.
I do the George Carlin like that, but and like it's not going to follow the exact same trajectory of American. But I'm like, there was, if you go back far enough in American comedy, there is a version of like women and men. They're
one of
different,
these days.
and it's like it's just an earlier there.
That is
and it'll
funny.
evolve differently.
Does anyone watch in the comedian world subtitled comedy specials from other countries?
So they do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do. There are dubs here and there, but what I'm trying to do is someone dubbed my special in Ukrainian, and it did really well.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, oh, this is so cool. So I reached out to. I did a show in Istanbul in Turkey, and they were like, it's tough because syntactically, where the punchline would be if it's the last word.
Oh yeah.
In this, the adjective goes here, so the reveal is different. But I still wanted to try it, and for some people they hated it, and some people were like, who don't know English. It was like cool. Yeah. So I'm trying to talk to someone in India where I'm like, let me do a dub of your special. Yeah. You do a dub of my special.
That's funny.
Because how cool it'd be like if I could hear some comedian I love their voice, and I thought about like Chekhov, and I think about like a Chekhov. It's translated by different people. So you can see different translations and you get a flavor of that person in the thing. And I'm like, what if we did that with stand-up?
Cool.
So I'm really excited about it. I think it's like really hard. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that don't work because comedy is such a reflection of culture.
I do think in order to get I feel like the best translation in a language that's maybe very different from English, you would almost have to hire a poet or almost someone
or a comedian who knows the problem I can't offer any of these comedians is I don't know any other language. But the comedian in India, he knows English quite well, so he'll do that, and then
I wonder because you'd really have to rework some of it, but
rework and reinterpret.
It'd be so cool though if you got like a 1980s Russian special.
They do. And why do you think I think this way? Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, wow.
Because of dubbing. Because of dubbing are so much of our anime intake. And it's hard. I never booked it. I auditioned for a couple, but you have to figure out a way to reinterpret the line and act it within the frame. So if they talk like this and they say 10 things, you got to figure out a way to.
You know what I'll say, and
match
this is a grievance I have with recent kind of I guess translations or dubs of anime particularly, is that now there's been so many years since dubs have happened, and I wonder if this same thing could happen in the kind of comedy scene that you're talking about, that there's almost a microculture of how these dubbers in anime say things that doesn't exist in any other dubbing sphere on sort of, man, I can't wait to go to dinner. And you're like, well, dude, like, just can't you say, man, I can't wait to go to dinner? Like,
there's a
very particular kind of microculture that's existed now for like 20 years where to even become a dubbing person in anime, you have to have a literacy of the dubbing culture inside of anime.
Yeah.
Where you're like, it's almost worse in my opinion.
And it might, I will never forget my dad, I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time. And I was just watching it, and it was Kaiba. Do you ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
He takes out a deck of cards.
Kaiba.
He takes out a deck of cards. He goes, "Let's duel!" And my dad just started laughing. And he wasn't trying to be like a dick.
No.
But he was like, "This is the corniest." It was kind of that laugh the first time I saw Rent in theaters.
Where it's like you're like, it was the laugh I didn't have during his special. I was waiting for it to come.
Why were you in Beijing? Were you filming like Big Brother?
yeah.
Big Brother. Yeah. He was on a horse. He was a warrior on a horse.
Okay, because I guess we'll get into a little bit of this. I love that type of movie, TV show. I love high fantasy. And I told my agency at the time, I was like, hey, I know this sounds crazy, but if there's any like, I don't know, big budget Chinese movie that comes in, I like want to be Matt Damon in the Great Wall movie. Like, I think it's hilarious and it's really cool. And it would be an experience of a lifetime. And
I do the same thing with stand-up, by the way. Like, I call them and they're like, you don't want to do this. I'm like,
You're like,
I
I
really
kinda
do. Like, the money's terrible. I'm like, I know the experience.
I kind of do. And I was like, are they casting white guys in anything? Just like put it out there. They called me a week later and they said, everyone has been sent this, but no actor's really comfortable jumping in on this movie for 6 months. But we did some checks on it and it's super legit. And the cast over there is exclusively Chinese and they're really high level. And so we don't actually know why no one's jumping into this. Would you like to have a conversation with the director? And I said, yeah.
Wow.
It sounds awesome. And I gotta tell you, I was there for 6 months and have made some of the fondest memories of my life filming this movie, where our last week was just riding horses over the hillsides of Inner Mongolia. Like, I was like, it's insane. I'll never experience something
Dylan
like
had
that
long
again.
hair at the time too, so he was like, it was just going. You looked like,
It
like an
was
ancient
truly
warrior,
like high romance fantasy Chinese movie. It was
like
insane.
Fabio on a horse.
Did you speak in English or?
Fully Mandarin. And by the way, you'll get a kick out of this. I'm out there. Mandarin's the first hardest language for English speakers to try and learn. So I'm out there trying my fucking hardest to learn this, and it's already the tonal thing, and I'm struggling my ass off.
Oh my God.
Okay, but during the process, I go, you know what? I'm gonna try and digest not only the classes that I'm doing, but some of the language in the script, because I speak a lot in the script, which they dubbed me. And I'm speaking a lot of language in the script, but I can at least start to digest this and use some of it. 5 months into our 6-month shoot, I'm going out to a bar with some of the castmates. And they're like, will you go grab some beers? And I said, yeah. So I go up and I was like, what y'all PDO? And the guy looks at me and he's like, Shama? And every time I say it, which I think I'm saying it right.
Filming for 5 months.
He goes, what? He goes, what the f*** are you talking about? And he's essentially laughing in my face. And I turn over my shoulder and all my cast is laughing too. And I walk up and I was like, dude, what did I do wrong? I thought I was ordering that. So eventually I use my hands. But they sit down and they go, well, you're using some of your lines from the movie, right? And I was like, yeah. And they go, you realize it's written in Shakespearean Chinese, right? So for 6 months, I was speaking Shakespearean Chinese.
Please, sir, may I have a beer?
Dude, I walked away from
Bartender,
There we go.
doth thou have some ale
6
for mine
months.
dry lips?
6 months, learned nothing. Took away nothing usable. It was absolutely mortifying. But I still had the best time out there. I was like,
How's the movie?
it's exactly as you imagine it is.
It's a really fun watch, yeah.
It's just a little bit better than Rent.
Okay.
It's a little bit better.
He'll watch it. He's still not going to watch it now. It's like, it has to be a lot better.
So you're a very busy guy. It seems like you're constantly greasing the gears. You're doing, this is such great homework, right?
Yeah.
You feel like you've just been, it's on all night.
It's wonderful. I got a new movie to see. No, I want to watch that movie now.
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Please
What
do.
is it called?
It was called,
yeah, they changed the
you'll
name
love
twice.
this because it was based on the Puccini opera Turandot.
Oh my gosh.
Now we're talking.
But then it got changed because of the content to be called The Curse of Three Rings.
Okay.
So
And how did it
You'll
do well in China?
I have no clue.
Because I've just heard, I talked to someone, he did like an SNL, like a Saturday Night Live of sorts, like a live sketch show. And he said it was crazy. He said it was like every sketch was 10 minutes and every sketch, the final punchline was a dragon appeared. and he said like truly, he said like that was the punchline.
dragon
Like
comes
just
through?
a dragon comes through. And he said
so
like
sick.
It's like the Amanda show with the lobsters.
yeah,
There's a dragon.
we're like judgy, and it's like, yeah, we do lobsters in America. But like he, at the end, he was like, how the premiere go, and they're like, it's tough, only like 580 million tuned in, and it's like,
I will tell you the thing that I found insane was that just because of the population in China, if we're talking a comparable celebrity to anyone you can think of, would have triple, quadruple, quintuple the amount of followers and following in China.
Yeah.
Just because of the size of China in general. And so the reach over there is insane. But I will say, which I was surprised about, is that I forget the name of the last Avengers movie that came out, or maybe it was the second
Endgame?
one. One of them, I forget. But that came out while we were filming out there. And it was like Golden Age Hollywood. People were showing up, buying merch. Every single showing was packed. People loved the theaters out there.
That's why they talk all the time about how they change these things in movies to make
No
sure
skeletons.
it works.
You can't put skeletons in Chinese theaters.
What?
It's a big one. Yeah, so they
Why is
always
that
have
the
to change
holdup?
because it's disrespectful to the dead in China. So it's like one of the big
ancestor
things
stuff.
is you can't show skeletons. They had to change the Punisher's skull in the new Spider-Man movie to not be as skullish. So they wasn't
does it
banned in
look
China.
like?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it wild?
They changed it to a dragon.
So where do we find your stuff? Where do we look up everything about you?
I'm everywhere, every social media platform at Gianmarco Soresi. Lots of stuff on YouTube. My podcast is called The Downside. Listen to The Downside everywhere. And I'm just on tour. I'm on tour. I'm going to the UK. I'm going to do a big Asia run next year. And then a lot of American dates coming up. Starting to do some big theaters. I'm feeling excited.
Beijing, baby. I'll call him.
Beijing.
Call
Hey,
Beijing. We'll
you
get you.
probably could.
I'll call him up. Thank you so much for
Thanks so
joining
much.
us.
That's
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
I thought that was very funny.
That was very fun.
I gotta say, top 3 Chris movies is Rent for me. I'm
Really?
a big fan. Because in high
You're his
school,
son,
I know,
so.
but of course. But you know, my dad, he shot it when I was in 8th grade, I think. And so and they shot in San Francisco mostly, and then I flew with him to New Mexico, New York. But I was on set a lot, and I learned all the songs. I love that movie. But theater people, some of them have an issue with it.
No, I will say, like, you know, we talked about this a little bit. There's a big difference between dweeb and geek, right? What we talked about with DBZ is geeky. What we talk about with theater stuff is dweeby.
I do like that. Because
Right?
they're not geeky. Yeah, you're right.
They're not geeky because
Geeky
actually,
means-
technically, they're like probably way
And then
cooler than a
sometimes-
DBZ guy.
And then dorks are just morons.
Yeah, dorks is
Yeah,
not
like,
like,
a dork's just like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a dork.
So
He's like
dweeb
boogers out
theater
of his
kid,
nose.
yes, that's a dork.
Yeah, no, dweeby is like, it's my time to sing in the back of this bar.
that was Gianmarco for sure.
That is- that's a-
And then you're a geek,
Which I like that he has both geeky and dweeby tendencies.
and you do too. I think.
I do.
Yeah,
I do for
You
sure.
act.
Yeah.
And then a pinhead's just a nerd.
A pinhead?
Yeah,
I
pinhead.
haven't heard that one spoken
I
about
hate
in a
pinheads,
while.
dude. That's like a corrector.
The last time I heard a corrector, like, yeah, that's so
Oh,
fast.
pinhead.
Okay.
Yeah, keep it there.
Okay, pinhead.
Pinhead's awesome.
Nerd is actually like empirically a smart person, right?
Nerd's
but they're
a smart
just,
guy.
they can't
Yeah.
socialize.
Who's just like, kind of like, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we've found this out. Please let us know if we're wrong about these delineations. I do think that they are.
Yeah.
They're pretty accurate, though.
I think that's all there is. Yeah, we nailed them. So what am I?
You lean more dweeb than geek, for sure.
Okay.
But you're a Poindexter.
Shit, dude. I thought you were going to say alpha.
yeah.
Poindexter's brutal. That could be the worst one yet. So the musical thing I thought was very funny because
That's
you
very
clearly, the Chicago thing cracks me because it is the most like musically musical.
I
of
know.
all
And
time.
by the way, I've only I
have
never
you seen
watched
any other musicals? I don't
Maybe
think so.
not.
I don't
like
think you have.
I don't
You
think
might
I
be a
have.
big one.
I think I saw The Lion King, and we joked about you and I getting dragged out of Stomp.
That's not really a musical. That's
maybe the
percussional.
same day though.
Yeah, we were there the exact same
Maybe
day.
the same day and not know each other.
That's how it works. It's what the passing car theory, invisible string theory. You ever see that on TikTok?
No.
They talk about if you are meant to be with someone's soulmates. Throughout life, you'll accidentally share the same space before meeting. I really like this idea of the stand-up in different languages. So you were talking about him dubbing other languages into stand-up. And
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
cool
what
as
if there's a
hell.
guy out there, the funniest dude in the world from f***ing Madagascar, who has the best stand-up special ever, and they dub it. There could be these lost specials.
Well, that's the thing. I think.
And then you restore them. It's like the Criterion Collection for stand-up.
I mean, the way he was speaking about it, which makes so much sense, obviously, is that the syntax for so many different languages is so different.
Yeah.
some things are only going to work in certain languages because of the way that the syntax is formed. I would find it interesting, though, however, like, I took 1 year when I was in Paris, which was a completely bogus class.
Yeah.
But it's in NYU
Did you
summer
study abroad
program.
in Paris?
Yeah.
Oh, the summer one, yeah.
I took a poetry writing class, and there are some translations, obviously, of older poetic works that are absolutely more popular than the original work. There are things that are like, oh man, this person's translation of this is lauded as the best of the work. I would probably levy a guess that if that were to become a thing in comedy, there might be people who are better at translating some people's works than there is of the person telling the joke.
Yeah, it's like the Odyssey and the Iliad. You know, you read the same guy's translation of each one. Because you like their style, man. It's like why I read the teens' Bible. It's easier to understand and get through it. Did you ever get that as a kid?
How often do you read that?
It was like the kids' Bible, and it was like my mom got me one because we had to read, obviously, in Catholic school.
Is it still this big?
It's big. I had one that was a comic book of the entire Bible.
I got Bart Simpson's like guide to
the Bible?
No. You don't remember this when we were like younger in school?
Oh, Guide to Life?
Yeah, it was just like him being like, how to fart on your sister.
Well,
I was
no.
like, I'd read it and be like, ha, ha, ha. I didn't ever read the Bible.
No, never.
No.
I never read the Bible either.
Well,
I was
did you
given
now?
the Bible? No.
Have you been reading the teens Bible?
The teens' Bible. Yeah, imagine that.
You're
I
like,
logged
Brit,
that on Goodreads.
Gotta go to bed tonight. I'm gonna read a little bit.
That'd be awful.
But it wasn't, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm not much of a Catholic or a Christian, but I mean, depending on the translation of the Bible that you read, like,
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
walking
I'm
away
not
with a fully different religion.
Yeah, dude, I haven't read any of them.
Why have you half yawned twice already?
It's a long day.
Doesn't know how to burp, doesn't know how to
Dude, it's crazy. He only does the inhale part of the yawn?
Do you watch dubbed movies? Or I'm a subtitle guy.
I'm a sub guy too.
Okay.
I shouldn't
You're a
say
sub,
it like
dude.
that.
Knew that. Babs, what?
I think our generation is more subtitles people. I think our parents' generation loved a dub.
Did you watch Dragon Ball Z subtitled?
You know, I tried.
But you just,
But I find, and I'm sure I'll get hate for this, but I find Goku's voice actor in the original
More annoying.
Japanese to be incredibly hard to listen to.
Yeah.
Because it was of this older style of voice acting in Japan that's very like,
Yeah.
I can't believe this is happening. And it's so great in
I know
my
that's
ears.
a very good impression of it. I know
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
it's
So I
tough.
tried to watch Attack on Titan, you told me to, and I was like,
Well, the actual, I mean, the original
the
voices in
Americans are
Attack.
just screaming the whole time.
Yeah, it's tough. The actual dubs for Attack on Titan I found to be tough. I like the original language for most modern animes I watch. But
I get it. Yeah, they're not tough guys. You need these dubbing guys. We should dub.
yeah, they're.
Yeah.
Do you think they're more dweebs?
Get
Do you
over
think
here,
they're more-
Totoro.
Who's that voice?
I'm dubbing Totoro.
Are you the little girl in it?
Stop it, Totoro.
Get on the bus. Get on the cat bus now.
I like it. Totoro's in that movie for like 20 minutes. And I love the movie, but I always want to see more Totoro.
I haven't seen Totoro in a long time. Sickest.
Eleanor's favorite movie, yeah.
I think the sickest, in my opinion, is Princess Mononoke.
That's a good one. He
just
fucking skulls that one dude with the arrow. Yeah.
Dude, or when his like arm starts
Drink
to
this!
go
I
like
should've said
crazy
that.
with the curse
Yeah.
and he shoots and you hear the whistle and it just takes that guy's head off. Goes like, cuts the guy's
like
head off. So sick.
I forget what his name.
Which one?
He like tears guys' heads up. He was like a big, strong guy. He just walks around, beats the shit out of people, and tears them and explodes them.
Talking about me right now?
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's post-apocalyptic guy with black hair, and he walks around,
you're
God
talking
of the North Star.
Yeah, Fist of the North
that
Star.
was
You're talking
so
Fist of the
sick,
North Star. Yeah,
That's the only anime I'll ever watch.
No, that's so sick. That's like
sweet.
That's like back in like Madhouse days.
Yeah.
Like, old Madhouse was so lit. Like they would just do
There's like
things.
so much blood.
Oh, there's so much
crazy,
blood.
yeah.
And they also did this really cool effect, which I think they had to stop because it was a seizure warning.
Yeah.
And I'm not joking about that. But when violence would happen, the screen would flash white. Like it would go like, and you'd have
It's
this
like the
like
Manchurian
weird
Candidate.
line, and it just would like, blood would explode.
Yeah.
It was so sick. It was so sick back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to watch that
I'm
right
gonna go
now.
home, watch Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, it's so sick. All right, buddy.
See you
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.